Back for the third quarter action here. 31 points the margin. Broadbeach looking to secure a victory that would potentially lift them into a double chance in the finals, and they start beautifully with a great tap from Dempsey C to Reimer. Out wide, good spoil comes from Troutman. Great body work, follow up as well, and he goes to Mackenzie by hand. Mackenzie can run. He's looking out wide on the wing. Great kick to Derek. Couldn't quite take the mark. Good pressure coming from the front from the Cats defenders. Derek takes the ball, but gets tackled immediately, holding the ball, and they're away. Kicking long and strong. Irwin just bodies opponent out. Munro, though, reads the drop of the ball beautifully. They go by hand. Dangerous here, though. Marsden just cuts a sway through them. Short kick not paid. 15 goes back to Marsden. They'll pay this one, though, and they get out of trouble, the Lions. So Munro played a very good first half, did Gus Munro. He looked to go by hand and then decided, I'll just hack it forward. It's all Cats. Dempsey C from the back takes the mark. He looks up. Cats have got to try to shift around a couple of things perhaps in this second half. Mind you, they did have some opportunities in that second quarter. Palm Beach just managed to make the most of theirs, unfortunately. And so that's led to them being the 5 goals down as the ball goes over the top, and Benjis can't quite believe that he didn't take that one. All players would have enjoyed a rest at half-time. Very warm afternoon here, and a reminder, Palm Beach Curumbin will have next weekend off. They will finish on top of the ladder, which is a great achievement. They're looking to go back to back to back, but the Broadbeach Cats currently sit in 4th. If nothing changes from how we went into this weekend, they'll host an elimination final next weekend. But they're looking for a victory and then some other results to go their way, and they could push into 3rd, potentially even 2nd, and get a double chance as Woolley lays a tackle a little bit high and they look to repel again. Dengies. That is not one of Ryan Dengi's best kicks. Straight out of bounds on the full. Undoes the good work from Joel Newman. And so Mackenzie's going to take the ball.
Just had a bit of mic trouble there, Matty. If I'm getting picked up now, that'd be great.
Back on deck, potentially.
Back on deck, it seems. And a very high pressure start to this third quarter.
Woolley can't take the mark. It spills out the back. Oh, Derek was in the goal square there. Stubbs looking for his 5th goal of the afternoon. He was really lively in that first half. Took some good grabs. And he and Woolley were working very nicely as a tandem forward combo, with Jesse Derrick also chiming in with a couple of goals of his own. So this is a familiar situation. We spent a lot of the second quarter camped in the Palm Beach forward line. The Broadbeach defenders held out well, and they'll need to do so again. They do through Newman. Mackenzie has front position. Benji nearly takes a really clever mark. Harrison with the handball to Munro. Chipping ball wide. This is Tyne. Thomas Tyne just bangs it long to the hot spot. No one's really going to jump too high at this one. Unable to take it was Hancock. Ball comes to ground. Tackle laid, and we'll get a forward stoppage. What do you think the Cats need to do to get back into this one, Kane?
The last 5 minutes,
We'll come back to Kane. We'll come back to Kane shortly. But Crode just pushes off, grabs it, kicks a goal. Big Johnny Crode back into the team this weekend. Had a fantastic first half, not only at the stoppages but around the ground. He covers the ground so well. He's pretty much a ruck rover, and there he just outbodied his opponent, threw it on the boot and kicked his first of the afternoon, and Palm Beach stretch away. 37 points to the good at the moment as the players ring the changes. Stephen Tyne comes to the bench. Josh Searle comes to the bench. Fresh legs are going to be important at the back end of this one. Very warm afternoon here on the Gold Coast. Real finals type of weather this is, and this is a good lead-in. Palmy in the interesting position, as I've said already, that they know they're not going to play next week. So they know that they're going to have the week off. But last week they got belted by Surfers Paradise, and so they're looking to arrest that. And they've done so pretty well so far. 11-5-71 plays 5-4-34. Dempsey C to Hines. Hines out the back to Neil. Or Nelson. It was Neil. Kick forward from Newhouse. No, he's going to go by hand. Oh, that was a dodgy handball. The umpire's right on it. It was definitely a throw. Irwin's going to get the free kick. And the Cats need to find a target inside 50. They've got a short there, doesn't use it, Benji Neal. Nelson got Hines all on his own. Irwin sees him now. Mackenzie's got to track back. He's not going to get there. He does get there. Does he affect the spoil? Well, he took the arms, perhaps, you could argue, but he's going to end up with the football. Well, he tapped it along the ground instead of picking it up. Umpire says that's all okay. Irwin just wasn't quite quick enough to pick up on the loose player, which was Hines there, and Opportunity goes. Ball down in the Broadbeach forward line. Close going to do the ruck work against Crow. Need to get some bodies on the move. Crow appealing for a free kick. Comes to Hine. Comes to Ericsson. Steps back on the right foot. Goes by hand to Hine. Goes by hand to Denji. He does have a super boot on him. He gets a fair bit on it, but Emblem's just playing goalkeeper. Just standing in the back line in the goal square all by himself and takes an uncontested mark. And he didn't pull the trigger initially out wide here. He might now. He's going to ask Johnny Crow to get there. He's not going to get there. Dempsey C-wheel though. Oh, tunnelled under the ball. Play on, says the umpire. That's a free kick for mine. Not paid. Cornish, the beneficiary of the non-call. Not a great kick though. Good hands shown there from Rayner. Read it well. Kick from Cornish went to the wrong side of Woolley there. And they go across. Ball coming back through the middle. It's an attacking kick. It's set up, but there's plenty of time here. And Nelson could come out wide to Hancock. He does so now. It's just sat up on him now, and they're going to be able to shut him down. Askey and Harrison a bit confused about who's going to go to him. Hancock, long and high. Neil will jump. Emblem coming from the side to just kill the contest. McKenzie just hacks it out of there. Hancock will get it now. He does. Askey shuts down the play on option. Has he played on yet? He's wheeled around about 8 steps to his right, but not called. That's not a great kick, but it's done enough by Benji Neal. He's got Hind again, all in his own pocket. It's the second time Hind's just snuck into that pocket by himself. I'm not sure who's playing on him. I'm pretty sure he's playing midfield at the moment. I tell you what, we've got McKenzie off the ground on the side of the field over here. He hasn't moved from that earlier effort, and he's holding his knee. He's right in the way almost of Hines. I'm surprised the umpire hasn't pulled it up. You can see him in shot, I'm sure, just on the ground prone. He doesn't really want to get up. So trouble here potentially for McKenzie, but we go to Hines. Left foot, tough pocket for a left footer. No, it's not. Not if your name is Jake Hines. Kicks his first of the afternoon. That's his 17th for the season. That's a classy finish. But our attention turns to Adam McKenzie, who is hobbling a little bit. He is putting pressure on it, which is good, but he is still clutching the knee, and he's going to make his way to the bench. He did get a quick kick away under pressure, and I'm not exactly sure what exactly happened to him, but he didn't move from that point up until now. He's jogged off, however, so hopefully he'll be all right. Troutman comes on to replace him. Palm Beach hoping that he's not too badly injured. But an important goal there for Broadbeach. And Kane, we're back.
Good to be back, Matty. It's taken a little while to replace that mic, but just watching the play, Hines has the ability to find plenty of space, and again, his Palm Beach opponent didn't really give him the respect he deserved. As picked up on a throw, and Broadbeach go back into attack again.
Another holding the ball decision. This is what led to their last forward foray. Babogi goes on the left foot. That's a good ball. I tell you what, Benji Neal. Babogi just put that into a pocket of space. Benji Neal wasn't going there. The only reason he ran there is after the ball was delivered, he realised he could get to it. That is a really smart kick.
3 Palm Beach opponents just sitting off guard in space, and he ran straight into the hole and took an easy mark and sets up for a goal.
Terrific kick, and that'll disappoint them. He's missed it. He has missed the shot at goal. 20 metres out straight in front. Benji Neal, usually a classy finisher. He'll be disappointed. He only seemed to take about 3 steps before he kicked that one, and it just pushed it right. So that's a big miss, unfortunately. 6-5-41 plays 11-5-71 as they go down the middle, attacking kick, but it's a good one to Stephen Tyne, the skipper for Palm Beach. He's got it right in the heart of his defensive end. It's another little chipping ball through the middle here. Harrison just flirted with the idea of giving it to a runner, but look at the swarm of Palm Beach jumpers that all move through as a pack, and there's a nice kick out wide to Crode, and he'll look up. He's got numbers on the 45. Going to go longer than that. Oh, he hasn't hit it as anywhere near how he wanted to, and not taken. Couldn't take it cleanly the first time. Great tackle laid by Hulls, almost dangerous in the end. Hopefully Nick Burton's okay. He is. His head seemed to hit the deck a little bit there, but probably could have taken that cleanly the first time. I think it was Newman, couldn't quite glove it, and that's led to this stoppage, and Burge gets it going forward. Derek, one-on-one, gets over the back. Interesting spoil from Hancock, just flicks it over the back towards the boundary. He almost wants this to go out, and it's not going to. Stubbs gets a play on it, and then he just shuffles it through for a behind, or the boundary. The goal umpire's not sure, but our goal review technology is not working today, unfortunately. So, given the boundary umpire was 50 metres away,
called it out
the
of
goal
bounds.
umpire's called it out of bounds. That's the goal umpire's call there. So we'll get a stoppage.
Greenwell's leg speed for Broadbeach is going to be very important in this third quarter if they want to get back into it.
Well, he's on the move for Palmy. They're all crashing through this stoppage. Good handball out to Dengies. Dengies goes to Searle. Searle can go if he wants to, and he does. Searle, good ball through to Chadwick. Will he go by hand to Hines? No, he doesn't. Hines running still without an opponent. He's going to get it again. 3 times this quarter, no one near him. Needs to tighten up there. Jess Sinclair will be putting some time into him at the moment, I would think. Darcy Irwin gets the ball. Good, safe ball use so far from Broadbeach. Plenty of chat coming from Blake Erickson, who's on the bench at the moment, but he's dictating play pretty much. And we've got Nelson.
50 metres.
Oh, 50 metres against Troutman, who's not very happy with the call, but he needs to stay in front of him. Newhouse needs to get out of the way as well. Troutman's done all right. That's a generous 52. Nelson just wastes no time, just goes bang.
Look at that.
Kicks the goal. Liam Nelson with his first of the afternoon. That's Broadbeach's 7th. They move to 7-5-47. Palm Beach 11-5-71. We are back to a 4-goal margin.
Searle again, very important there. He's the best user of the footy in the Broadbeach side, and they've tried to get the ball into his hands as much as they can in the opening stanza of this third quarter. And his ball use is just absolutely efficient. So the more times he can get his hands on the footy, the better Broadbeach will be playing, I think.
Yeah, they need him, they need Erickson, they need Burton. And already we've seen Neil and Nelson get a bit dangerous as well. They're the ones that Broady want to get their hands on the footy. So Palm Beach being asked a bit of a question at the moment. 4 goals the difference. Crode versus Dempsey C up in the ruck.
Very small forward line set up here by Broadbeach in this first stanza of the third quarter. Should be plenty of leg speed for Broadbeach when the ball hits the ground.
You'd imagine. Cloak's camped in the goal square. Askey playing in front, takes a good mark, and there's Palm Beach players streaming past him. Have any of them worked themselves free? He's a good user, Askey. Kicks it out wide. It's a good kick to Stubbs.
Oh.
Is it in the back? Yes, it is. He made sure the umpire saw it, that's for sure. But Alex Rayner just got into the back of Stubbs, and that's on the back of Stubbs' aerial dominance in the first half. You'd imagine they're very worried about him. They don't want to let him have a clean run and jump at the footy. And he just tried to put the body pressure on, and unfortunately the umpire said that he infringed, and Stubbs is going to go back and try to kick his 5th of the afternoon.
Again, when you can sort of plant your body and look like you're going to jump, the opponent really has no option but to crash into you, so did very well there.
Stubbs has been kicking him beautifully this afternoon. Comes in, slots his 5th of
Look
the
at that.
afternoon. He's got a handful. Early to mid stages of this third quarter, and he's in line for a big day. Trent Stubbs, 5 on the board, and Palm Beach get their 13th of the afternoon, 12th of the afternoon.
And again, it's another instant response. Every time Broadbeach seemed to get a step closer, Palmy just seemed to snag one just to get back to that comfortable margin of close to 30 points.
Yeah, they've sort of held them at arm's bay since they got that 3-goal margin relatively early on. They've just held them at arm's length, and it's been hovering between sort of 4 and 5 goals for a while now. Those couple of goals from Broady started to spark a bit of life back into them, and they just need to continue pushing here. There's every chance that these two teams will meet again in the finals, and so you want to make sure that you are leaving a lasting impression on your opponent in case you actually see them again. Crow just catches that one. He'll toss it back to the umpire and we'll ball it up. The last time they threw it up, it didn't go very high. Let's see what happens here. Crode and Dempsey C. Crode battling with the sun. That's a higher throw up, that one. Ball comes down. Can he get onto the footy? Not quite. Crowley uses the body well coming through as Erickson didn't have the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Crowley, good handball out. They feed back to Troutman. Troutman's got to get rid of it. He wheels and goes. He got a handball. Umpire said it was legal. They've got players sweating all over this footy. Broady, they get the footy. Nelson. That didn't look like a legal handball either. Plenty of pressure on. This game's gone up a notch. Plenty to play for on both sides here. Almost hatching it there is the Broadbeach and Palm Beach player, but we're going to have a stoppage. Next few minutes could be telling in the outcome of this afternoon's game.
Crowley and Erickson matched up very, very interesting opponents in the midfield at the moment. Very interesting battle as Palmy seemed to push their way back out of defensive 50 again.
Emblem with composure there after Cloak just smashed it out of the ruck contest.
Now, is that deliberate?
The umpires want deliberate. I'll tell you what, he's going to ping him
and he's
too.
called it too.
Interesting decision, very interesting decision. You always hold your breath a little bit about what they're going to do, but given the number of players that were in the back 50 and relative speed with which it was required to come back out. But there wasn't a Palmy player there, so as long as they're consistent, we'll be happy. Searle just goes long and high. Cloak trying to get under it, pushed in the back by Crow, not paid, and he has paid. Is the umpire pointing the wrong way? Here he is pointing the wrong way. I didn't think he paid in the back. He paid the mark, and Palmy looking to break. Next kick important, Tommy Tyne pushing really hard. This is why he's one of the favourites for the grey, and he just works so hard. Stephen Tyne will go to his brother. No. Didn't quite get the reward for his effort there, Tyne. He's going to get it, actually. Stephen and Thomas, big brother to little brother.
Tommy Tyne was best on ground for Palmy last week. Absolutely. Probably was the one shining light in their loss to Surfers Paradise.
He's been in the best all year, and he will feature heavily.
Oh, late call there for pushing the back.
MCC talked him into that one. It was a late call, but it was there. But yeah, Tommy Tyne will feature heavily come awards season, you would think. He was a leader in the Sid Guildford before it went, voting went behind closed doors, and you'd imagine that he's going to get plenty in the Grogan as well. But this Palm Beach team, they've got plenty of vote getters. It'll be interesting to see who the umpires have noticed. Broadbeach, helicopter ball out. Oh, nearly taken by Zach Harrison. Picks it up nicely, strokes the shoulders, rolls out of the tackle, kicks it in long. It's going to get over Stubbs' head, is it? It is. Woolley, he's a left footer. Capable from here. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. He handballed it. Play on, says the umpire. The Broadbeach reserves go up as one. Gets a dodgy little knee on that ball. Ericsson gets it, and they're out here. Greenwool, what can he do? Handball, he wants it back. Fumble from Chadwick, prevented that as an option. Chadwick goes short. Now he gets it, couldn't quite glove it cleanly. Coming through hard, is that too high? No, says the umpire. I'm happy with that call, well umpired. We'll have a stoppage almost centre wing.
Even though Broadbeach had a overlap there with the switch probably 30 seconds earlier, Palmy have had this ability just to work a couple of spare players across the ground just to cut off that leading space to that easy kick out.
Their setup's good, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Everyone knows their job, everyone knows their role and where they're supposed to be, and that makes it difficult for any teams to really get them on the transition. But we have seen Broady do it once today where they really broke the lines and used their speed. And that might be what they look to do at various stages through the rest of this afternoon. Great tap to Hines. Hines shows strength, gets it out wide there. That was Fife. Fife goes on to Cloak. Good spoil from Emblem. That's been a great battle all day. They go back in. That's in the back for mine. Not given. And the umpire's going to ball it up. Probably rolled him enough there, Darcy Irwin, for not getting to the back. And umpire Pye had perfect positioning. Crow wins the tap against Cloak, comes out to Cornish. He hasn't been really dominant this afternoon, Cornish. He can have some big games. Hancock got a terrible bounce. Derek got a perler of a bounce and they're away. Needs to give a handball, does. Cornish crashes straight into Dengies. Cornish just hangs onto the footy, lets it all go past him. And look at this. Askey can pick this up and just run it in and probably should take the responsibility. Chips inboard. Ball comes through, picked up nicely by Hulls. Hulls goes to Stubbs. Stubbs comes back to Askey. Kicks wide, that's very wide, but it's safe. And I believe this is AJ Dawson, who will have a shot at goal. Well, that was a golden opportunity there for Palm Beach. Two players inside, streaming inside 50, but they did run a bit of an angle there rather than run back towards the goals, and they made it a bit more difficult for themselves. But AJ Dawson, opportunity for a shot at goal to get the margin back out to 6 straight kicks.
Now that play there, they had two players, Palm Beach, who kicked that ball inside 50, but those players just stayed in their original spot and the Broadbeach blokes just didn't follow them.
No, they ran a bit harder there, didn't they? As Dawson misses to the far side, very difficult kick, and Dengies is going to bring this one back in. So 31 points the margin. We're just over halfway through this third quarter. No real change to the half-time score. Good spoil there from Harrison, although it comes back to the Cats, and Ericsson's got it, goes by hand. He's going to be swallowed, and he is by Crowley. Just does enough.
Oh, gives him a little clip for his trouble too.
Does enough to bundle him out of bounds. And so, right on the 50-metre arc, as you can see, boundary throw in. Big numbers around the stoppage. Palm Beach will look to get players on the move. Cornish, Tyne, Burge. Oh, it'll just be Crow. Says, I'll do it myself, boys. Comes through in front, picked up nicely there, and just run out of bounds professionally by Joel Newman. And we'll do it again about 10 metres closer than the last attempt.
Broadbeach still have this confidence in their backline players playing one-on-one with their direct opponents, not having anyone spare back there, but they're doing pretty well at the moment. Broadbeach, again, absorbing plenty of pressure.
MCC just thumps it forward. Can they get onto the footy?
Oh,
crunch!
who was
Troutman,
that?
I believe it was Burton. I'd have to go back and have a look though to confirm, but
Definitely.
great contest on the footy. Free kick paid here. In danger.
Definitely Troutman
Well,
there.
Palmy were going to end up with the footy anyway, but Cornish is going to have a shot at goal now, I'd say.
Attacking the footy
Is it
like
Crowley or Cornish that's going to end up with this one? It is Cornish. And we've already seen him kick one from this range and almost this identical position this afternoon. He did so in the first quarter. He got up a bit gingerly, which suggests that the kicking in danger was fairly paid. And so Cornish has won for the afternoon. Really important cog of the Palm Beach midfield. Makes good contact. It's just tugging left though.
Coming back.
Just missed. Just missed. He's a bit frustrated. But it was a good effort. Got the journey comfortably. So Broady will try again.
Broadbeach zoning up, Palm Beach zoning up on this kick out here too.
Very vocal too in the zone.
Look at this.
Oh, it's not going to get there. Although he dropped the mark, he could have just picked it up and kept running forward. As it was, he had to go back and fetch it. Chipping board forward. Out they come. AJ Dawson out wide. What can he do with the footy? There's numbers everywhere. There's hands up everywhere, but it's very difficult to find anything. He's saying he's going to have a shot right in front of the Broadbeach reserves boys on a hot afternoon. Look at that for a pass. That is a sizzler. An absolute sizzler. And he turned around and said thank you for the advice to the Broadbeach boys on Cairn Hill over there. Jesse Derrick let out hard and strong, and he nearly put it straight through his chest with a bullet.
Jeez. He ran past 4 direct Broadbeach opponents there and took a very, very good mark leading out. Ran 30 metres to take that mark.
Jesse Derrick, 2 this afternoon, 22 for the season, has turned himself into a real goal-kicking force. What can he do? He struck it okay. It's in.
He's kicked it.
It's in. And he has a little bit of a finger waggle to the Broadbeach boys as well. Of course, Jesse Derrick played 100 games for Broadbeach before he came back to his junior home of Palm Beach. So he has ties to both clubs, but he has a very, very special connection to the Palm Beach Footy Club through his family. He's a premiership captain as well, and he's a force to be reckoned with in 2019 as well. He's kicked 3 this afternoon, and Palm Beach have kicked 13.
Burgee holding what seems to be a bit of a rib injury on the right-hand side of his body, coming on with his hand on his ribs. He's done that a few times now in this third quarter, but he's back in the midfield to throw his body back under the pack. So hopefully he can, those ribs can hold up for him.
38 points the margin. Dempsey C flies high. Crode probably gets his hand on it. They leave the footy behind. Contact between Cornish and Burton. Great tackle laid there and holding the ball. Very sharp call that one. Fife's going to get the free kick. Hines takes the advantage. Out wide to Irwin. Nearly shows a good set of hands. Good spoil in the end. Can they get it back through the middle? No, it's all Palm Beach here. And Palmy will go through the middle. Crowley running through. Crode looking for body contact. Not a great kick, unfortunately, although he's dropped the mark. That allows Askey to come in. Uses his body well. Curling it back around the corner. Harrison just over his outstretched fingertips. This is a chaos footy now. Slipping out the back doors. Hancock. Clever handball to Dengies. Can he pick it up cleanly? Good tackle from Woolley. Bundled over. Ball still there. Great handball from Reimer. They could get out of trouble here by hand. They do. Darcy Dengies. Straight through the middle of Subaru Oval. On the bounce to Neil. Absolutely pummeled from behind by Gus Munro. Tell you what, there's some fierce tackling going on. Benji Neal didn't know whether to go by foot or hand. Got very confused. In the end, gets the handball away. And finally, someone gets a clear kick. McBurney, Cloak nearly puts a hole through his back, and that's hurt McBurney. He wore one earlier on, remember. Here's a chance out wide. Can he pick it up and go by bogey? He's a left footer. Wheels around onto the left. Ball in. Zach Harrison at home for Palm Beach.
Liam Nielsen was all on his own in that goal square for a long, long time. Just couldn't find him.
Zach Harrison will go long towards Emblem. Emblem and McNevin out wide. They'll both fly. Oh, nearly taken from the Cats though. Bogey goes by hand. Coming back through. Good sharp ball. No, it's not. Troutman reads it well. Oh, touched
off the boot.
Troutman didn't know. You can't play holding the ball for that one. The umpire does well. So we're deep into this third quarter at the moment. 38 points the margin. Broady would love something to go in towards three-quarter time with as Cloak just protects the drop zone of the ball. No one gets a hand on it. He picks it up now, feeds it out. Good handball. What's going on here? Cloak's been held without it. Tackled after he got rid of the ball, and Jason Cloak is going to have a shot at goal.
Crode was just moving back to be that Dustin Fletcher sweeper role in the goal square. He's been doing that all day very, very well. It's one thing I've definitely noticed with Crode back in that side, just the Palm Beach midfield getting first possession and running out with plenty of confidence, which they were definitely lacking last week.
Absolutely. So Cloak, 2 this afternoon, 38 for the season. An important kick here. He's chipped at it. It's not going to get the journey. Crode stands tall in front. Crode, as you were just suggesting, let him just lopes away. He's had one bounce, goes by hand. He'll probably want to get it back. Doesn't mind getting his fair share of the footy. Oh, the ball's been spilled out though. Oh, crunch goes the tackle.
Geez, that looked like a throw.
I think as he bounced it, he went to handball and it slipped out of his hands, I think. So rather than a throw, he just lost control of the footy there. McBurney, and so Crow taps it down. Chance here for Burge, although it's come to Ericsson. Beautiful pickup. Searle, will it get over the top? No, Harrison gets a hand in. Burge, can he work the footy here? Following up is Harrison. Keeps his arms clear. Now he's in trouble though. You'd suggest the umpire's going to sting him, and he does.
He's going to pin him.
Josh Searle's going to get the footy here. Kneels on his own in the pocket. Munro getting back, trying to man it up.
Crode again. They can't bomb it into the goal square. Crode is set up
Hancock's
beautifully
out wide
behind
this
the ball.
side. That's where he goes. Oh, he doesn't go there actually. He goes to Fisher. Fisher does have a long leg, but this may be beyond him from what we've seen this afternoon. Hancock wants it short, just indicating back. He plays on. Handball to Ericsson. Standing still though. Going to be difficult from a standing start. Dawson v Dengies. Dawson does enough. Ball comes out to McBurney. Trouble now. Jesse Derrick's on through the middle if they can find him. They do now through Troutman. He may just hold it up. There's not much ahead of him at the moment, although he does have holes clear. He went to go there, but it was well shut down by the Broady defence, and so Derrick goes shorter, and this is what Palmy can afford to do now. Just settle it down, hit up a few targets, chew some clock.
Cloak had to do better there. He was standing 30 metres out on his own. No one saw him. And you had Crow just standing in the goal square waiting for that long kick. Someone at least had to get down and at least provide a contest down the goal square.
Yeah, he marked it well. He's going to come up for a rest at the moment. Crody's pushing hard. We'll see who goes in. Harrison's probably pushed into the ruck. So here they go. It is Harrison up against Dempsey C. Great tap from Dempsey C straight down to his man Fisher. Fisher feeds it out wide to Hancock. Hancock goes out wide, kneels in box seat here. McBurney gets back well. Just runs the angles really well, McBurney, and his body positioning and his body work is first class.
It's been a very good contest between those two today. They've been at each other all afternoon, and it's still probably a 50-50 as far as who's on top of that contest.
So Harrison and Dempsey C. Dempsey C flicks out the back. Does he have a running coming through? He does. Tackle without the ball. Thomas Tyne just gets a boot onto it. Clean pickup required here. Not able to be provided. Searle nearly did. Got one on his scone. Not paid a free kick though. Ooh. Ryan Dengies go by hand. It's a great handball too. Dempsey C. He needs to run now. Kicking long and strong. Oh, good protection of the drop zone there by Greenwald, but couldn't quite find the footy, and Marsden escorts it out of bounds. As we tick down, only a few minutes left of game time here. And 38 points the margin. Palm Beach just doing enough at the moment.
Now Jackson Emblem's going back to that favoured fullback position. Yes. And again, there's no one standing within 40 metres of him. It's a 2-on-1 in the goal square. Why Broadbeach haven't got someone, at least in the goal square? It's a 2-on-1. If the ball hits the ground, they're just going to run it out too easily.
Well, I guess Broady are backing themselves in. They will hopefully have an outnumber at the contest. But Emblem, experienced campaigner, just plonking himself in dangerous space as Cloak comes over the top and thumps it forward. But first on it was McKenzie, got a bad bounce though. Troutman overran it, then went back and fetched it, did okay. Ball, tunnel ball straight through there. Dengies picks it up, good handball out wide there, nicely taken by Reimer.
Drop the eyes.
Reimer goes through to the middle, and the ball's picked up here and marked by Benji Neal. Benji Neal does have a big boot on him, and he does lean back on it. Emblem's just sitting here. He's going to mark this one uncontested. It's what they can't afford to do. And as they clear from that contest, you see 4 Palm Beach jumpers and only 2 Broadbeachers. He nearly misses Troutman, but he does find the target. And so, Troutman called to play on pretty quickly there. Oh, that's a moon ball. He's hit the very middle of the ball, and Fisher makes him pay. No, he doesn't. Play on, says the umpire. Probably fair enough. It was in the attempt of spoil. They
Beautiful handball.
Here's a chance here. Cuts back. Tackle, gone. Thomas Tyne. not only is he an attacking force, he's a defensive dynamo as well. He's a two-way player, that's for sure. And that's a goal saver right there because Babogi was just about to take one extra step and slot that one through. And Tyne got enough on him to affect the spoil. And we tick into the last minute of game time here. Troutman, he's had plenty of it down back there. He doesn't really want to waste this one. He wants to find a chest. No, he doesn't quite do that, unfortunately. But Harrison first on a good pick-up. Bundled out of bounds by Dempsey C. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Still time for either team to score.
Palm Beach have definitely won the aerial contest, and especially in this third quarter, they've won the ground ball. They've been dominating the ground ball as well, so they're pretty comfortably on top at the moment.
Yeah, they're just doing what they need to do at the moment, winning enough contests. Relatively even for a while now. We haven't seen too much scoring going on, but what Palm Beach do is they make it hard for you to score against them. That's what they tend to do really well. Their defensive setup's really good, and then when they get it on the outside, which they're trying to do now, and a little chip kick, that's a little midfield bomb from Stevie Tyne.
Oh.
Just sits it on the head of his teammate over there. It says, catch that.
That's the kidney killer, those ones, mate, where you just set up under the ball and guys coming the other way. You've got nowhere to go.
So we're ticking down to three-quarter time here. Palm Beach comfortably in front at the moment. Game's not put to bed completely, but they're doing enough, and so that'll do us. Three-quarter time at Subaru Oval. Broadbeach 7-5-47. Palm Beach 13-7-85. It's a 38-point margin. Palm Beach with the week off next week, guaranteed top spot finish, and they get a double chance in the finals. And they're looking to run themselves into a bit of form after their, you could say, shock loss. I guess the shock was more the margin rather than the fact that Surface beat them, because Surface are known as a real threat this year. But Broadbeach, going into three-quarter time, they're going to want to try and run this game out, try and get themselves back into a winning position. The game's not gone, but as Jason Clake walks straight through the middle of the Palm Beach boys, they all have a bit of a chat as we go three-quarter time. It's all relatively jovial though. 38 points to margin at Subaru Oval. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the final quarter very soon.